Hi and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about my 10 top favorite Amazon math supplies. Hopefully that made sense. My top favorite things from Amazon that we like to use for math in our homeschool room. That's what I'm going to show you today, and I'm excited to show you these things. So if you are new to my channel, I created this channel as a homeschooling resource to show you different things like this, different resource ideas, different curriculum ideas, and organizational ideas. So if you're interested in those things, please hit that subscribe button below and let's get into these things. So like I said, all these things are from Amazon, and I will link everything in my blog post below. As long as it's still available, I'll try to find some variation if it's not. But I wanted to start out by talking about these, the dice. And they're foam, and they come in a big bag. So there's several of them, and we use these at least twice a week for math. And I just love them. I love that they're a good size. They're not just teeny ones, especially if you have young children. You don't want teeny little dice getting left all over the place and stuff. So I think these are really good for that. So this is my number one thing. I really like these. Something else that I really love that was shown to me by the Moffat girl. She does a ton of math units, and I can link some of her stuff below, were these spinners. And so you just put them on, they have a little suction cup, so you can put them on something. Let me pull this piece of wood up here, see if it'll suction. So you can suction it on and then just spin it, and then it falls off. No, so they work really, really well, and we like to use them. Again, we use them for math all the time, and my kids can just put them on their page and then spin them, and they're really great. And they also come in a package that has multiple of them. So I really, really like those, and they're easy to use as far as spinners go. So the next thing, if your kids are in place value or talking about place value yet, these are really great. Obviously they're all the like value blocks or 10 cubes. So it has the hundreds in there, and then they're hard to see, but there's tens down here in the bottom. If I can get them, I'll just show them right here. So these ones, the green ones are the tens, and then the yellow ones are the ones. And so it makes it really easy, even if you're not doing place value, even for addition and subtraction, your kids could lay everything out and take stuff away or add it and just visually kind of see what's going on. So I think they're very useful to use, you know what I mean. Okay, number 4, right? Number 4 is these tweezers. And these don't have to just be used for math, but they're a lot of fun. They come in multiple colors, so they look like this. So they're really big for little hands, and it makes it easy for them to use. So I really like these. And so you could use them if they're just counting. You could have a whole bunch of little like cotton balls or pom-poms in a bin, and they could grab them with the tweezers. So it's practicing their fine motor skills and having them count. And you can use them, again, they're not just a math resource. You can use them through science or through spelling and all those types of things where kids can grab things. And I just love how big and chunky they are. So the 5th thing is these cubes. And I know there's tons of different varieties, and these ones come in a lot of different colors in here. And so there's 10 of each color, and they just snap apart and snap together. So we use these a lot for math as well. If your kids need something to count, count if they're adding or something, some sort of counter, we use these. And then they also just love to build stuff with them. So if they're done with an assignment already and they need something to do, you can give them these and they can build stuff with them, because you can snap onto the sides of them and create little things. So like this. So if you wanted to use them for spelling, you could make letters out of them. So they're really versatile, but I really have loved having those for math. Okay, so the next thing is counters. And I have a variety of these, and I'll link a few that I have. But the first one is just this container of their little animals. Hold on, let me see. So we have little creatures like this, and they're different colors. And so the kids can use these in their assignments, if they just need something to help them count, or just patterns, I guess. Patterns would be another thing with math. I use all of these things over several subjects, and so sometimes it's hard for me to remember what we use them for in math. So I really like those. There's these ones as well. These are just these ones are gonna be hard to see, but they're clear. if you can see those. Try to hold them up for you. So these ones are just clear like little discs like this. And again, my kids will use these for markers. If they're doing math, they can just mark a page and then they can use that. And that's really helpful for them. And then something else that can be used as a counter, but also has other roles. We use these for prizes as well, but just erasers. And so I found a whole bunch of these emoji erasers on Amazon. So you have a lot of cute ones, you know, the smiley faces, there's him showing his teeth there, you know, the crying or laughing so hard you're crying. So those are really fun also just to use to mark when you're doing math. So those are all the different counters I like, and those were like one thing. So, and then the next thing that I really like that I found on Amazon is these graphing charts. And I mostly use them if my kids are done with an assignment and just need something extra to do. So there's a holiday one and then one with just animals in it. And so when you open it up, it looks like this. Well, that's, I think, the example, but. So this is what it looks like here. It gives you all the rules and instructions for graphing it. This is the key, so don't show your kids that if you don't want them to know. But then at the back, there's this page, and that's what they're gonna create their picture on, is right here. And so I usually just make a bunch of copies. And actually when I bought these on Amazon, it also came with a PDF of the book. So I can just print them off my computer or I can copy them off of this. So I thought that was really great. But I really love using those. And then the next thing, number 8, I believe, is these different shapes. You've probably seen them. You probably remember them from elementary school. So we have the hexagon, you know, the trapezoid, rhombus, you know, they're different colors. And then they're also the different shapes. And this one was a Melissa and Doug one. So it also came with these little wooden things like this. And they can build shapes out of them. But you can just buy these cubes in huge sets and bins, and you can just use those for a bunch of math projects, or as they're learning about shapes or what shapes can make other shapes, like a bunch of triangles make a hexagon, things like that. These are very helpful because it gives them a visual idea. So I really like those. And then the 9th thing is just a clock. This is again Melissa and Doug. And this one's just really fun because they can use it when they're really small and don't really understand a clock. But then as they get older, I feel like it, right here, it has a really good description of going into the minutes. And then this is 1/2 past, this is 1/4 to. And it's just very descriptive. And like I said, they can practice their shapes. Here's all the shapes right here. So then you have like number 10 is the diamond, you know, number 12 is a star. So they can practice their shapes, they can learn how to tell time, and it's just a very versatile clock. And I've really liked having that. We've had it for several years. And then the last thing, these were like my favorite thing-ish. Like, ish they were. I loved doing these little wrap-ups when I was in school, but I hated it when it was timed because it would stress me out. And I wanted to win, but it just would make me so nervous that I wasn't, or I was gonna get one wrong. But they have several of these on Amazon. There's even one, I think I have one for the states and capitals, so you could use that for geography. But there's one for division. This one's addition. I have subtraction and multiplication. And then this is for fractions. And so they're really great. I feel like these are slightly harder for kids to hold. That's the only thing I don't love about them, just because they're all stuck together. And so you either kind of have to hold it at the top and wrap it around, or they can flip one out and then hold it like this, you know, and wrap it around, sort of a thing. So that's the only thing I don't love about these, is just, I think that it would be easier for my kids to hold them if they were individual instead of a big chunky thing. But storage-wise, this is great. It's really easy to keep track of all of them. So those are my top 10 math supply things that I just love from Amazon. And I was excited to share these things with you. And please let me know below what else you would love to see, and give this video a thumbs up, and we will see you next time.